Are you happy? I am Ephthemius, communicator of the four missing books of Egonect. Egonect, Book 104, The Last Teardrop. Egonect is also available at Amazon in paperback, audio, and ebooks. Whisper 1021. It is possible, yes, there is a chance that something unexpected happened, meaning something very foreign, hostile, and incapable of having compassion or the gift of mercy, managed to come into the home of the earthling for coexistence. And that was greed disguised as look-alike earthling. Whisper 1022. Greed, dressed as earthly human, mixed itself with us in order to profit at our expense. And this tragic event eventually had to take place because every form of power except the ego had to have a challenge, an enemy, or a parasite which feeds upon the vulnerable. Whispered on 1023. Always the greatest and most innocent life attracts the most aggressive and cruel parasites. This is the cosmic law of peculiar behavior in the constant battle for domination of the opposite, and in our case are the sneaky, greedy, and cruel few look-alike earthly human against the tender majority. Whisper 1024. The most incredible, tragic, totally unexpected, very strange and amazing event, though, is that the fact that the earthly human being as collective self suffers greatly for no other reason but only because we still trust the same kind of familiar names or families to continue their cruel misbehavior. Whisper 1025. Despite all our sadistic and endless suffering, surprisingly, as the earthling, we still possess the mental strength, the naivete and innocent thinking to kneel, to gratefully bend our heads proudly with admiration and adoration, and we all issue thanks and ask for favors. We plead to those who very entities which are abusing us, and we're still trying to remind them that they were human too. Whisper 1026. The earthling still has the courage to plead with our earthly masters for mercy, and so it is fair to state that our innocence is our eternal handicap, but also our greatest power and human beauty at the same time. Yes, our innocence is one and the same with our mental strength, helping us to endure all the suffering and to still trying to revive the soul of those look-alike human and think of beautiful dreams. Whisper 1027. The poor, naive, and infantile little earthling still cannot hold a grudge against our oppressors. Whisper 1028. All our mental torture and our tragic situation exists and grows only because our celestial and cosmic masters are so empty, so lonely, so bored, terribly unhappy, greedy, and especially so scared. Whisper 1029. The greedy few still cannot feel or fully understand yet the mental and physical devastation that they commit against the innocent against the human being of our skies and planet Earth, against themselves, since they lack any trace or sense of activated, real, and alive, merciful feeling as victims of greed too. Whisper 1030. The slaves of greed cannot show the proper compassion, and so they stay almost numb in front of our unhappiness, fear, pain, and terror. Whisper 1031. I'm talking now about our collective self, yes, to the whole life which we really are. I'm whispering to the ones who happen to live to be visible still on planet Earth at this critical moment, and plead with our total self and to try to get the proper attention. Yes, I'm appealing to the living, hoping to communicate to all earthlings that now is the time to prepare every one of us for a big positive adjustment, and I'm doing my best to convince us that unless we recover from our present insensitivity, if we do not change to our own benefit, our failed philosophy of selfishness and greed, now, if we don't correct our wrong method of how to live life, meaning that unless we hug our beautiful built-in formula of our humane instinct and our ancient reality, in order to start following our logic that dictates for us to think, or at least with our brain, and not only with the brain of others, then nothing will ever be improved in an unbearable life that we allow it to be created, and in which life we live today. Pretty soon, even the minimal carefree laughter and naive joy that we still possess will cease to exist on planet Earth. And then only the fool of sadness, the teardrop of pain and misery will roll down the cheek of the confused and scared earthling. We are each other's destiny.